Alright, everyone. It's been like a month. Welcome back.
It really has been so long.
It was through a series of very unfortunate circumstances and people needing to take breaks.
Yeah.
But we're back!
With still a big... What is it? A big chapter for us to overcome. We're still itching in the way. For that first boss.
I'll go ahead and lead us off for the for the recap.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some notes here.
You all.
So last session.
You all need to do better.
That is the wrong answer. May God bless your unholy soul.
You roleplayed incorrectly. I was not.
Okay.
Okay.
So, last time we left off where, I believe it was, yes, right here. Tala/Lycan went off to chase something that had grabbed onto Arlo, resident fucking asshole of the fucking village. After saving him, Tala took action and rushed after whatever it was. The rest of the group followed, some less enthusiastically than others.
We were about to sleep. What's the original plan? But then last minute work.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like getting called into overtime by your boss when you really don't want to go. But soon after, Tala finds in the middle of this very, what was it? The east exit? No, west. It was the west exit. They let Tala to the west, following the monster that grabbed at Arlo. Not being quite able to catch it, but finding traces of it. The group follows behind him.
Right. I think we came across a lake.
From that... You came across a what?
Did we come across a lake?
No.
Underground lake.
Not sure about that one.
Well, there was at least water.
So, what happened was, in the trail that Tala was following, they found huge clumps of green slime, like mucus. It had various reactions to various things y'all did to it, until eventually coming across the fact that it's possibly weak to lightning. Possibly, in this case, because it fucking blew up when it was, like, subjected to lightning attacks. So you can only assume that was a good thing.
Right.
After a little bit more, trailing behind this thing, make sure you're actually on the right path, the group came across a very similar looking, like, opening to the place where the Will of the Matron live. Around the same size, with, like, 4 pillars in the corners.
Yeah. Very, very fancy.
Tala was sure that the monster was in here. I think at this point he also had transformed into Lycan. Henchioned, as he likes to say.
Henchioned.
That is the right term, right?
I don't know, does that just mean he's trying to get trademarked for it? It's on pension right now. We're trying to get it trademarked.
No, it's pension.
Oh my god. Pension. Fucking. Okay.
Like no, I mean, Tala just...
Tala henchioned
in the government room, waiting.
I do remember that we looked up.
Yes.
Yeah, and there, on the about 60, 70 feet off the ground, is a huge mass of green slime with what looks to be like marble statue pieces floating within it. It drops to the ground, rears up to battle, and the group did what they did best.
Yeah.
Absolutely beat the shit out of this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And through a long drawn-out battle of with lots of slime, lots of marble pieces going everywhere, lots of poison attacks that a lot of you avoided somehow.
Yeah. But
the monster eventually broke down enough that it became about the size of a regular average man.
Oh.
And as it did, some parts of it started to coalesce and get flung out, including a marble handpiece that looked like it was clasping onto something. I believe it was Tala who took note of this.
I think so.
Was Tala the one who got it too?
I got the pendant, and I realized something. It was pulling the pendant, so that's when I chucked it, calling everyone to think fast.
Now, hold on. You called me. I mean, you called Basil. I don't want to be specific here. You threw it into there and said, well, no, I guess you did say Basil, but come on. That had to have been referenced just to me. Which...
in a flash, in the blink of an eye, as soon as the pendant was thrown into the air and Basil took aim, Basil and I believe Viviana took aim at it.
Okay.
The monster, the slime, whipped up and grabbed it, engrossing it within itself again, and curled up, it looked like. A few shots were taken. It was again hit. After a few of those shots, the group basically saying, "What the fuck's happening? And why is it not fighting?"
Twinkle called it out, told us to stop.
Because Twinkle Light figured out who the slime was.
Yes, this big hulking mass of giant green slime turned out hunch to be Eli, the previous lead of the Hand of the Matron, the position that Quinn is currently occupying, and is also the father of Grace.
Yes.
It was at this point that Grace shows up on the scene, seeing that this thing was curled up in a ball, very small. She sees the pendant that is wrapped around it and leaps into action, basically piercing through the slime and grabbing the pendant with a bit of hard light. She's successful, and after this, the slime essentially disassembled itself, I guess? I can't think of the proper term.
Sure.
It disassembled and, slinked off through a smaller grate, leaving the group to think about what happened. And just as soon as that happened, after a few words spoken to Grace by Twinkle Light, a gun, or should I say a magic cannon, was very, very threateningly pointed towards Basil.
If it wasn't clear, Basil was surprised.
Yeah, very surprised.
That was
This was
funny.
before it recollected itself.
I think so.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It was this fallout that was happening currently that made it able to get away, essentially. Viviana pointing her magic cannon at Basil for stealing her quote-unquote glory, her ability to feel useful to the group.
I took
Her
her
thunder,
W.
if you will.
I get it.
I hate you. God damn it. After this little spat between the group, seeing that the monster had slinked away through the sewer, they decided to head back to the shanty town. It was a long, quiet stride through the tunnels. Grace gingerly, or not gingerly, holding close to her the pendant that has a picture of her and her father within it. I believe that is where we will start, and I'll go and swap the music here. There you go. Leave that.
All right.
Sounds good.
You find yourselves after a long walk back to the shanty town at the westernmost entrance of a large pipe, looking down at the technological and kind of weird-looking marvel that is the town. Grace has been silent the entire time.
I would
I take it the rest of the group is also kind of quiet given what just occurred.
I would say Basil's definitely like walking ahead just to not be part of the group, just kind of like mumbling like so fucking stupid. Yeah, it had to be towards me, right? Yeah, because I'm the one we should be worried about, and he's making his way to just the same bar, because I don't think it'll solve his problems, but it's gonna help a little bit, I think.
It'd be funny if he goes to the wrong bar and he ends up in the
I
one
roll.
place I had the coupon ripped up for.
Bruh, I'm not drunk yet.
So, couple things with Basil right here.
Wait, this is
as you're walking along, a couple people are looking at you as you're mumbling beneath your breath, sometimes speaking up and like almost yelling, but that's my problem, I guess.
Yeah. Something I gotta deal with. Let's see. Because, yeah, I guess having a friend is too much to ask. I walk right up to the bar, sit down, and say...
as you do so, before you enter the bar, you bump into this very, very large barrel-chested man, about 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah. Basil says...
He slowly turns
Yeah,
turns towards you.
Yeah.
Looks down, scowls.
What?
You got a problem, Scalekin?
Let's see. I got probably one more problem than you do. You're gonna have another one if you keep talking to me like this.
As you attempt to walk away past him through the door, he grabs up on your shoulder and drags you back in front of him. Now, what you say to me
Let's see.
again?
I like rub my eyes to see how big is he?
He is barrel-chested, very well built, like 6'5", 6'4". He's a big guy.
6'5".
He's about Tala sized.
Let's see. I have I have like a small like picture like in my wallet that shows like sizes to judge from. It's like Twinkle Light, Basil, and then Tala. Anything as tall is bad. Shit. I close my wallet. Oh, but dude, sorry. I'm just there's a lot going. A lot. No, you know what? Fuck you. I can fight someone right now. Yeah, let's go outside.
You're just vocalizing all of this. Like...
The man flashes a very gnarly grin at you. He's missing a couple teeth. A couple of them look like kind of rotted.
Yeah, keep smiling. It's real charming.
Make a dex check,
Okay.
real quickly.
Double decks?
Double dex.
Ooh, okay.
If you beat a 12, you will avoid what's about to happen to you.
Oh shit. Okay. Google.
I wonder what could possibly be happening.
Dies. Death.
A tackle, maybe?
I wasn't planning on Basil to die this session or within the first 5 minutes. But your decisions are...
It'd be a weird episode to kill you on.
I didn't even get to find the boss yet.
Imagine getting killed by some nameless mook.
Ooh, that doesn't look... Wait, hold on. If I get a 1, could I use a Fabula point to re-roll it? For using a trait? Is that something I could do?
Sorry, say that again?
Can I use like a trait to use a Fabula point to re-roll a 1?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Spend your Fabula point and reroll one of your die.
What trait?
What trait are you invoking?
Wise guy. This guy thinks. I think this is a perfect use of
Okay.
wise guy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just gotta find my PDF file.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Go ahead.
I know we at least have one, because that is exactly how the mechanics work for this system. Let's see. I'm just gonna re-roll it anyway and come back to it. The Wi-Fi's a little slow. 2d10s. 10?
Yep.
Yep.
Breathing.
10 total.
10 total.
Okay. So Basil, as you're in the middle of shit talking this guy, like, yeah, keep smiling. That's super charming.
Yeah.
You are suddenly assailed by a palm across your face.
Mm. Would this count as a ranged attack? I shoot off
This
his
man
arm.
has grabbed upon.
Yeah.
he grabs at your face
Yeah.
and lifts you up.
Let's see. Each of my eyeballs.
You scale kid are all the same.
Oh, so now you're racist too now, buddy?
I'll always making trouble on behalf of the collective.
Oh, collective. I want to get like a closer look.
Yeah, don't play dumb, you fucking.
No, just who the fuck?
He says this and he shakes you a bit.
God, stop that! I'm trying to look at you, but it's hard when both of my eyeballs are squeezed through your fingers. Let's see. Is he human? Can I make that out as he's shaking me?
Yeah, I'll say that he is like just big burly human guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm trying to think. Would Basil really? Okay, he's just shaking me at this point. Wait, what
I'm
did he say?
surprised he can even do so.
I mean, I guess he could just shoot him.
No, that's not what I mean.
Oh, because he's touching me?
Yeah.
Yeah, does he get burned from my heat? And to be fair,
Good
I would
point.
say I'm pretty hot-headed right now.
After a few moments of shaking you around, you feel the fire within you start blazing up
Mhm.
as your skin tone and scales start going a much lighter shade of red.
I like how it takes a few moments first.
Yeah, like how you see it is that like the surrounding lines of the scales like start to glow red. Not the scales, but the lining of them.
As this happens, as he's still shaking you, your scales light up, and there appears to be singeing smoke coming from between his fingertips.
Why do
Takes a moment to recognize the pain,
Yeah.
and then and then he looks at his hand and just drops you and just lets out a yelp.
Ha! That's what you get!
fucking
And
hell.
start walking away. Kind of fast. You don't want more where that came from.
Talking shit, Red's running away. Classic.
I'm not running, I'm just fast-pacedly walking. Let's see.
He's got like he's caressing the hand that was burnt like with the other, and is running towards one of the sanitation pools
Let's
on the
see.
side of the on the side of the settlement.
Okay. I still want to keep an eye out for him to be like, because what did he say about the collective again?
He said, "Oh yeah, always making up messes for the collective or on behalf of the collective."
Let's see. So,
You can properly infer from that there are people here that have had spats with the false tier collective,
yeah.
and it does not leave a good impression of you in their minds.
Okay, so he did say it in the sense that he works with the collective. But just kind of like there's a bunch, I guess there's a
No.
bunch of schmucks who also work at the collective that make them look bad.
No, as in he's like there's bad local history between the community and the collective.
Let's see. Okay, all right, I see it now.
So
Yeah,
you're getting
exactly that.
guilty by association vibes.
Let's see. I mean, it wasn't always like that. I'd like to think.
And Basil, as you walk down the as you quote unquote retreat from this from this man as he walks down a separate hallway,
yeah.
you end up at exactly where you believed you would end up, at the same bar.
So where was I? So what was I saying? Oh yeah, I didn't say anything. You know that thing that you made me
He
drink?
kicks open the door.
Yeah, I walked straight to the bartender. I'm like, you know what you gave me that other day? Get me the 6th best thing to it. I mean, like 6 tiers down. Yeah, that's still pretty hard.
It was the same
he's a-
day.
The
It was the
bartender
same
is half-heartedly scrubbing down a Stein, and he raises an eyebrow, and from that raised eyebrow, you see a singular eye point out. Ah, you right, the wimp.
God. Just can I have my drink, please? It's been a rough day.
Yeah, he
I've been catching
he
some weird
sets down
W's.
Yeah. He sets down the Stein he was just scrubbing, goes beneath the bar, picks up this orangish looking liquid, and then I want to say like an amber looking clear liquid as well. He puts them into the Stein, mixes them up with a bar spoon, and slides the glass to you.
I catch it. And what does the sign say? Or it's just the sign to the restaurant? Or the bar?
The sign to the I guess the name of this bar would be the
Oh yeah, come up with a name.
I need to think. I'm
the
put on the spot here.
But it's like Tom and Jerry's.
The Matron's Embrace.
The matron's embrace. I hope this makes me feel hugged. Cheers. And I drink. And we could skip to another scene now.
Yep. And on that note, we'll have the camera pan from the bar back towards near the entrance or the exits, the west. Back to the Twinkle Light, as she is fluttering by a lot of people who are obviously shook from what just occurred. Someone else was just almost taken in broad daylight. I guess you could assume it's daylight given that you're underground. But you know.
It's always Friday night.
Twinkle Light will buzz between them, looking from one forlorn face to another. Without coughing. But she has a mission in mind.
Yep.
She had some good information and a living sample. So she is going to go... I lost my notes for what the healing grotto was called of the roots.
It is called, let me just look here, Lifeblood. The Lifeblood.
And that is where Twinkle Light is going, because she was given directions to there.
Yep. Passing by the bar that Basil dodged into, you see a man, a very, very large, tall man. dipping his hand into a questionable source of water. You hear the sizzling of flesh as he submerges it, and he just curses under his breath. Damn Skillkin! Fucking.
I forgot he was racist.
And you go to the north exit, and there's what you could assume is a guard, just standing, watching, keeping points.
Guard keep.
Say that again.
Guard keep. Tip and Houdini.
The guard, not immediately picking up on your presence, kind of jumps and looks around, lifts his like pot helmets from the top of his eyes and looks a little closer. Who said that? Am I going insane?
Just a little fairy.
He looks down to see you fluttering just below his eye level. Oh God! Okay, wait. No, you're cool. The matron told me about you.
Oh yeah, my name's getting around. That's good.
More or less.
Anything I should know beyond these gates here?
Most people usually aren't allowed past this point, especially outsiders. Why do you want to go this way?
I need to have a nice chat with somebody important.
There's no one. All right, somebody important. There's the only people on patrol right now would be David and I think that's about it. David and I had the shift today.
That'd be a weird name for a mushroom, but all right. Then Twinkle Light will just flutter on past.
Wait. I fucking can't be asked. And he turns back around, like, sniffs through his nose very sharply, and then lowers his pot helmet. A short ways away, I want to say like about 10 minutes of just casual fluttering and floating through the tunnels. You come across a second guard, who is a little more vigilant. He's at like a crossroads between a four-way intersection, but it's just like maintenance tunnels and pipe sewer, whatever. He immediately clocks you from a distance and just says, "Halt! Who are you?"
Sup? I'm Twinkle Light.
Why are you here?
Just fluttering about, looking for some shrooms.
His eyes narrow. You could go back to the town. They got plenty of any kind you need.
They're also stingy, though.
Well, I'm afraid I can't let you pass, so, turn around.
Any way I can convince you to let me pass?
What could you possibly have for me that I would need?
Well, I got some damn good food.
He looks at your figure that is no taller than a foot than a foot, and then squints again. How?
Fairy stuff.
And almost from it seems like a betrayal from his own body, his stomach grumbles very audibly.
Mm.
He looks down and then back up to you. No, fine. What do you have?
All right. This was a big hit back in town, so now you got something to talk about over some drinks tonight. And Twinkle Light will pull out a burger.
Oh, nice. As you do so, you hear a set of rushed footsteps from where you came. As you turn after giving the guard his food, quote unquote, and bribe, you see a very familiar white-haired individual. Grace has followed you back to this place.
Hey, I wasn't
you're-
sure.
What are you?
Was-
Why are you?
I'm looking for lifeblood.
Why? Where did you hear? How? You know what? It's fine. I need to go there anyways. I got some things to think about. And she says waves to the guard, who is very ravenously eating this burger. He looks up, mouthful of food, and just says, "Oh, burgers." Yeah, hi. I'm just making my daily run, you know.
Imagine he almost didn't get the burger. If it was like 2 seconds longer.
Okay, so with Grace leading the way and a Twinkle Light who is going to talk with the Lifeblood, whatever that may be. Let me just do a change here.
I should probably turn on the background music. I don't have my headset on right now.
Oh, that's fine.
Mhm.
Swap to this. Twinkle Light, as you approach what you assume is the Lifeblood, a very odd phenomena occurs before you. It almost looks like sunlight filtering through this maintenance entrance. Like it has the warmth of sunlight. It looks like sunlight, and it's very bright, given that you were just in near total darkness, just illuminated by a couple candles along the way. Grace walks ahead and opens a fenced gate, and looks behind her. Well, it's not every day someone from the outside world gets to see this. As you step through the threshold, what you see absolutely surprises you. Strewn across the sides of this very large opening are roots, and very big ones. They extend from the ceiling through the wall and into the floor, and they emit a very warm glow.
I didn't know stuff existed like this in the world of the big folk.
This place is full of surprises. I mean, as you're obviously aware. We don't know when this thing showed up. It's been here longer than any of us, I'd imagine. But it's more natural than what we're used to. Heals the soul, you know.
A long-lived ancient tree. You definitely don't see those very often.
Do all trees on the surface emit light like this?
No. On the surface, there's this thing called the sun. It's a real pain in the morning.
And is it as warm as the roots light?
More like a blistering warmth rather than a gentle warmth.
Eesh. You know, I think this is the one time I'm glad I was born and never left this place. I don't think I could handle that kind of light.
It's not all bad.
With that, Twinkle Light, something catches your eye. From one of the sides of the room, a sluice gate opens, and this sputtering of muck just launches out from it and hits one of the roots as it slowly gathers and starts to like slide down towards the room's floor. But then it comes across a fracture in the roots. It's absorbed. And a short while later, from a few other fractures in the roots, some fresh, purified water pours out.
Wow. Purify that much water that quickly. You really are something
great.
special, my blood.
Grace walks to the center of the room. There's a couple of pillars holding up from the ground to the ceiling, and then there's a small fountain. Doesn't look like it was made at the same time as the room. It looks like it's like it's like put together by a whole bunch of bits and bobs, but it's indeed a fountain. And from the top of it, it spurts out some very clear, very crystalline-looking water. Very gently. And as this water leaves the fountain, along the grooves on the ground, it starts... what's it called? It starts going towards the exit, or the entrance that you guys just walked in from, back towards the settlement. So you're telling me the trees up top don't do this?
Well, kind of, but not to this intensity.
So, again, I ask, why are you here? It's kind of a sacred place for the people that call the shantytown their home.
Well, not to be too upfront, I was hoping to ask the dear tree here a few questions. Maybe figure something out.
She blinks before realizing, oh right, you're a fairy.
Bingo.
Well, I do whatever you need be done. Just, I guess don't interrupt anything that's happening here to the best of your ability. And then she kneels in front of the fountain and with the pendant between her palms goes into a prayer.
Twinkle Light will flutter upwards and start running her hand along the bark.
Alright. So, as discussed earlier and near the start of this campaign, fairies have the preternatural ability to speak with nature. I'll give you...
It's part of Twinkle Light's background ability.
Yes. So, with your ability to communicate with nature, go ahead and ask a couple of questions that you want answered.
Sorry to bother you, but we're in a bit of a bind. How powerful are your healing waters?
Wordlessly, the roots surges and light twinkles out from the root's end on the floor. It doesn't exactly speak the common tongue.
Twinkle Light will flutter down to there.
You see, much like earlier, as you entered, another sluice gate had opened up and a pile of muck and sludge coalesced at one of the tips of the roots. And as the root touches it, as explained earlier, it's absorbed a little bit of it, but because this is a much smaller root end, it takes a while longer. So you can see exactly what's happening from your point of view. The sludge seems to filter through the roots in a way that takes every bit of poison and toxin, man-made or otherwise, and holds it for a bit before expelling little droplets of water a little further up the root stem.
I guess I'll be a little more direct. You see, I don't really understand the big folk too much, but a lot of them are really sad, and they're getting terrorized by the slime guy. The thing is, I don't think the slime guy's doing it on purpose. He's something like a king to them. He's corrupted, kind of like these waters. I'm hoping that you might be able to help uncorrupt him. Because if we can uncorrupt him, then, well, all of us marked folk might have a little hope too.
As you finish your statements and question, another sluice gate opens up and breaks one of the roots free from the sides of the wall, and it lands on your little satchel. Almost like it was asking what must be purified.
Twinkle Light will take out the little glass vial with a piece of the Slime King that she had taken and empty it out upon the root.
Okay. So, unlike the sludge from earlier, the slime from the abomination just kind of sits upon the root for a little bit. And just as you had given up hope that it wouldn't purify it at all, the slime starts hardening. Its green color being wiped away, and all that's left is a very familiar marble-looking substance. Pure white and coalesced. And it's like solid too, as marble usually is.
Well, I choose to take that as a good sign.
Let's see. As you finish your conversation with the lifeblood, you hear steps approach from the, or I guess you would hear them leave. Grace finished with her prayer. Still not looking too great about everything that happened. Her the pendant and its chain wrapped around her palm and her hand. She silently leaves the room.
I should probably follow her, I think. Nice getting to know you, Tree Mama.
Yeah. As you turn to leave, you hear a whisper upon a gale of wind. Betrayer. You could almost make out.
Uh-huh. It's her co-worker, what is it? Her hirees. You left us with the store.
Upon hearing this, Twinkle, what do you do?
Betrayer. Well, unless you're talking about me leaving the Faith Folk.
You hear another gentle whisper. Danger to people. Archon.
Endangered. Archon, huh? Well, I'll have to look out for that name. It might not even be one that I want to take.
As you turn, another whisper upon the wind. Thank you.
No problem, Bob.
And another root falls from a sluice gate and opens the door for you somehow.
Oh.
Twinklight will pause for one moment and then flutter rapidly in the air to leave a small little trail of pixie dust before she leaves. Which
All
I
right.
just kind of imagine is a substance from probably from the wing scales.
Yep. The dust glitters upon the light exuded from the lifeblood, and makes the room a little bit brighter from your presence. And on that, we'll take the scene back to the group.
Hold on,
Basil
I've got
is...
one more thing to say to Grace on their little walk back.
Oh, alright. Sorry.
Hey, I kind of said a lot of sentimental stuff in there, and I meant it. I do want to heal, but don't let the others know what I said. I gotta keep up my tough guy image.
I gotta admit, you're the first fairy I've ever seen that wants to keep up a tough guy image.
That's what makes me great.
What did the lifeblood say to you? Heard you muttering up there before I left.
Do you know the name Archon?
Archon. Oh. Oh, okay.
And if you'll excuse me, I got a cough.
Yep.
That also could be in character.
Nah, Twinkle shit is smooth.
I true that.
Hey,
Great.
I even you and I both know it's not just a thing.
Didn't you? It's... Yeah.
Because if it's just a thing, then I guess us marked people are just things too.
I can't accept that that's him. He's just so... It's a monster. I can't...
Hey, there are a lot of people that probably call fairies monster.
I guess, but if that means what I think it means, then I can't. She hesitates and stops walking for a moment. If that's the thing that's been terrorizing us, I need to figure out why. My father wouldn't do this.
I don't think he would either. And that's how we're going to find Archon.
Okay, again with that word. What does that even mean? She says as she continues
Don't know.
walking
Don't know. That's what I've got to figure out.
And on
That
that,
might be a good. Yep,
Yep.
I think I was about to say the same thing. I think that's a good note to leave off of.
as the camera stays in place with the two of you walking back towards the city, we'll take the scene back to the rest of the group. Who would like to use their time right now? You still have Spectre, Tala, and Viviana to go with.
I'm fine with the other two taking their turns first.
Yeah, this is
All right.
cool.
Okay, I guess I'll go then. Kind of similar to Basil. Right as we entered, Viviana would have split off to go back to their rooms, I think, with Trixie.
Yep. My lady,
As she's
please.
As she's kind of walking, she's silent. She's not really saying anything back to Trixie. She kind of pauses sometimes, and there's the flash of purple light again. And she kind of flinches. And she keeps going. And she stops, flinches, and keeps going until they reach.
You're obviously unwell. We should take you to Are there even doctors down here? We need to take you to the Oh, the matron. She could probably help.
You think so?
It's at this point that a older looking woman, I want to say like late 50s, who is sat across from where you, Basil, and Spectre found your rooms for the night. She lifts her head from her book that she's reading, and then sees the two of you talking. It's been a while since we've had new blood in this place. You there, young ones, welcome!
Vienna will give a nod of acknowledgement, but for now she's just gonna keep walking, I think.
Trixie waves politely, then looks to you walking away and says, sorry to the old lady. Young people always in a rush. Such a shame.
Matron, okay. And stop. I don't know if I'm in a good enough condition to see her.
It's because you're not in a good enough condition that we need to see her.
Okay. I trust you best. You've known me the longest. You'd probably know.
At this point, that surge of power from within hits again, and you fall to a knee. My lady? Your consciousness begins flickering between the now and this darkness that you think is in your mind. You hear from within what you think is your consciousness, a shattered, deep, rumbling voice. You can't quite make out what it's saying or if it's even speaking English. Among the shattered words you hear chose lightning, destroy, protect. And on this flittering between the living world and consciousness, an undetermined amount of time has passed, and you wake up in the presence of the matron once more. Trixie had dragged you along the path and up to where the matron was seen in her little study and room. Trixie, even though she doesn't really have like a heartbeat, she's very, very obviously, I guess by her mannerisms, as you can tell, she's very worried. Like she's not usually, she can't really be shaky given that she's a robot, but you've known Trixie for long enough that this is not not normal for her. Not normal for you either, given the circumstances.
Alright.
Dear child,
Yeah.
what has happened to you?
A lot. I messed up real bad.
The surge of electricity. The third eye upon her forehead opens, and she sees, from her point of view, where you had been previously a much more stable-looking color, like more white ether coursing through you with a hint of like a purple color. It is now almost as if a plasma ball has been lit up within you. Tendrils of lightning hitting upon your skin from underneath. Your heart looks to be racing. And it feels to be racing, for that matter. I think the better question, as she closes her third eye, what happened? What did you do? And she places her feathered hand upon you, tracing along your head, and then down to your neck, and then down your arm, before grabbing at your hand and holding it.
I think I pushed myself too hard, or I got too energized. I don't know.
You are at odds with yourself, as if a war has broken out within your heart. What troubles you, child? Please, at the very least, telling somebody will probably help lessen whatever antagonizes you.
Feels like I'm always fighting myself to improve, to do better for everyone around me.
My lady, you've been doing enough. You're assisting so many people.
Not enough, Trixie. My father does so much for the entire community that we come from. And now I've just learned that my mother is responsible for this place. I have so much to live up to that I don't think I can.
The matron very gently places a feathered finger upon your lip. It is fine. It is fine, young one. You feel you are limited in time, and in many cases you are, but given what time you still have plenty to make change. You fear it will not be enough, but it is not for you to judge if it is. What actions you take in the here and now are to be judged by your friends and colleagues. Even if you feel like you have not done enough, obviously other people think otherwise, given your companion here. Trixie nods very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you a story about your mother that will probably help ease your heart.
Please.
She, still grasping your hand, picks you up and lifts you to your feet. Before guiding you towards a very soft-looking couch. It is very ragtag-looking, raggedy, but still, as she places you onto it, It is very soft. It feels like one of those feathered down pillows, but just a lot bigger.
Ooh.
And then she turns the couch with one hand to so it's pointing towards where she usually sits.
Mhm.
And in a very leisurely, in very controlled motion, turns and plops a small container next to you.
Huh?
It's tea, child. Please, help yourself.
Alright.
And as you open the container, there is indeed an amber brown looking liquid within, very clear, very pure. It smells of, I want to say, hibiscus.
Ooh.
As you look at this, as you examine the liquid that you have within this container, it's essentially a thermos. She turns and, in a very routine way, sits back down upon her place. Your mother had very similar concerns so many years ago. Before this place was even was even like elevated upon or from the floor. She thought there was no way that she could that her dream would come true down for the people down here, that they would be safe. The people around her assured her that even the little bit that she is doing every day is enough. She looks up to you, thermos in hand. Obviously, you took that trait from her.
I guess so.
It all accumulated one day where, out of the blue, she had collapsed in the middle of a construction site. People of all walks that had gathered here rushed up to her to make sure that she was okay. The poor woman had simply overexerted herself. Every weight upon her shoulder finally came crashing down. And if it wasn't for the kindness for the people she had been helping, she would not have done much else at this place. Given how I can assume it works on the surface, she probably would not have been allowed back here. But it was thanks to the kindness of the people she had helped that she recovered near fully. All she had left from that day to remind her of her over-eagerness to help people is a scar upon her scalp from where she fell. It was not noticeable to many, and that's why I assume no one made much of a fuss about it. But even now, we feel her influence. I mean, obviously. Every building, every person here, they draw influence from her. One way or another. We feel her warmth. Some more than others. And you're a lot like her in that way. From what little I know of you, and speaking with you, you are a beacon of hope for those around you, just like she was. And even should you falter and fall, the people you have helped will indeed help in return. So I ask you, child, do not keep your worries upon your own shoulders, especially if it is becoming too much. Seek people to carry that burden for you. Or to at least help. It would not be well if you ended up collapsed in the middle of a fight with your compatriots. Because you could not rest yourself.
Alright. It's alright. Kind of.
Yep, go ahead.
Right now, as Viviana kind of sips the tea, as she's been listening to the story, she's been paying attention, and she hasn't noticed the tears that have been rolling down her cheeks. And then she kind of stops. There's a brief flash one last time of the last moment she remembers of her mother. It's very brief because she was young, almost barely there, if that. But
Not quite gained sentience yet, but you remember.
Yes, exactly. Just kind of uses that warmth. Kind of takes a deep breath.
The image of your mother's smile burned upon your mind once more. You feel
Just.
the storm within you has calmed. The tingling of your skin has stopped. You feel at ease, body and mind and soul. The flash of energy that you had witnessed before is no longer across your eyes. That voice from earlier had ceased a while ago, as the matron had spoken about your mother. And Trixie is you had not noticed because you were very engrossed by the story. She is about 10 inches away from your face, looking directly at you.
Oh, Trixie.
Are you okay, my lady?
Yes, I'm fine. A lot better, actually. It's a good idea.
That's good.
Thank you.
I don't have many good ideas most of the time. Most of the ideas come from you, so... She looks at the thermos and then back towards the matron, and then just says, "Thank you, our lady." The matron chuckles. "Anytime. After this is all blown over and people are more at ease in the community, you're more than welcome to come back and ask me for more stories."
I love that.
She smiles, her beak curling upward. Now, it is rather late. She reaches into a satchel at her side and pops open a pocket watch that's about the size of a dinner plate.
Oh.
I don't know how accurate this watch is, but I think it is about 9 o'clock at this point. No, wait. She taps it and it like rotates and like spurts out some smoke. 11. It's 2 hours behind. Never mind. I believe you have people waiting for you. Do me a favor. Could you tell the Basil lad to pay his tab? We don't get a lot of income going around down here. Every little bit helps.
Oh, I can take care of it for him.
Will you
How much
now?
is it? Yeah.
Basil, roll a d10 real quick.
Okay. What does it mean? Hold on, D10.
Sorry, I looked away for a second. What is happening?
We are determining
We got
Basil's
tabs.
tab.
Okay, it's
Oh,
a 7.
okay.
Okay,
So checking the weather.
so we'll have 7 times 5, so you owe 34 gil in a tab.
34 gil.
Okay.
Okay.
35,
35.
35.
Oh,
Sorry.
35. 35. How much money? Wait, how much of
How
that
the
is...
fuck did you multiply by 5 and get 34?
I am juggling a lot of plates. Do not judge me here.
Also, I think that might have been the first time you actually may have spoken in the voice chat all night.
But wait, how much of that is in Zenit? What is that? What is gil in Zenit? What's the
It's
translation?
the same. It's 1-to-1. Sorry.
Oh,
I've been
okay.
playing a lot of other Final Fantasy games,
Okay.
and that is the standard money in every Final Fantasy game.
Let's see. That sounds like
That's
Basil
the
ordered.
stuff that comes on dead wolf bodies for some reason.
Let's see.
That stuff's
I don't-
everywhere.
I don't know. Saber cats in Skyrim drop like fucking gold rings.
Well, I think what you could assume there is that they just ate the person that the ring was on.
Yeah, but then that means you have to go through the tiger's body.
Are you saying that the
Are
Dragonborn
you
wouldn't?
saying you don't get the stomach of the slain prey?
Anyways.
Alright, Basil has a tab. I guess it sounds like he's on his second drink then.
Yeah, I'll assume that Basil has been ranting and raving to the people,
Yeah.
or anyone that could hear him in that bar.
I say, you know, or it's like he's probably getting mad. It's like, yeah, put on the tab of probably the richest prisoner in our team. Let's see. And you know what? Drinks for everybody! But then the bartender says it's only one per person. Oh, never mind. I turned back to the bartender.
And with that, we'll take the scene away from Viviana and Trixie, and away from Basil, who is a couple of stories beneath the both of them.
Oh.
Yeah, Basil went back to the to the matron's embrace, which is right below the where the matron resides. So, of the two remaining, we have Spectre and Tala.
Hmm.
If you don't want to go, then I'll go.
By all means. I've talked more than you have, so go for it.
I don't. Spectre doesn't really have a whole lot to do tonight, so he's. I'll say he's gonna go for. He hasn't gone shopping in a while.
Okay.
Stay shopping. Is he even paying?
Look, that's not the point.
He hasn't been to a shop. How about that?
He hasn't been to a store.
He hasn't had the need to pay for something.
He's gonna go to whatever seems like a weapons store.
All right, let me
Or
open up.
explosives, if possible, and look for explosives.
What kind of bomb do you have?
Explosives, huh?
I guess TNT.
Give me
The
a
safest weapon in load-bearing tunnels.
yeah.
It's for later use.
Go ahead and give me a double insight roll to see if you could locate one of these shops. Because you're specifically looking for a shop that sells explosives.
Mhm. Or
Which
someone.
probably on limited supply. Or demand, rather.
Double insight, that's
Both.
gonna be 2d6, that's gonna be grand, that's a 7.
After a couple hours of scouring this ramshackle shantytown, you're not able to find exactly what you had specified. I don't think anybody sells explosives here, given the treacherousness of having that kind of material in a place that's held up by pillars of wood.
Ah, shucks.
They sell it at the next town.
But you do find you do come across a shop that looks like a weapon shop. It has like a knife shop. What's it? A sign above the shop door that looks like a knife.
Well, Spectre's gonna pop the door open. I assume it's a door.
Yep. Actually,
With
no. It's
one
one
of-
of those. It's one of those. What do you call it? It's like a. The shop front isn't like an open door kind of situation. It's more like you stand in front of the shop and a vent is slit open and then a pair of eyes stare out at you.
Oh.
Ah, okay. So Spectre's
Yo,
gonna
what do you want?
walk up and just tap it twice, and then say, "What exactly do you sell here?"
He squints. In the darkness, it's like one of those like fucking cartoony things where the whole eye just fucking like shifts. Who's asking?
A potential customer, if that's your concern.
A lot of people can be potential customers, depending on what you're going to use the thing for.
Well, frankly, I'd like to know what the thing is.
Touche, Shadow Man, touche. He closes the slits on the doorway, and then you hear a bunch of like shuffling around. Something like falls onto the ground and crashes.
Oh shit.
A couple of metallic tinks sound like they hit the ground. Fucking goddammit. A little more shuffling before the shop front opens, and upon three pedestals are three separate weapons that he's willing to sell. I just need to find the fucking. I kind of hate how this book's laid out sometimes.
Yeah.
At least it's a table table contents.
True.
Okay, here we go.
Definitely could have benefited from a good graphic designer.
Right.
You see a couple typos.
It can be worse. It could be a hell of a lot worse.
True.
Could be.
Oh,
It could be the Pokemon one.
Oh god.
Oh.
In my defense, I thought that one was fine.
Pokemon one is a disaster.
So sit upon these sizable trays is a steel dagger, a rapier, and a couple of things that you could assume might be shuriken.
Nice.
The slit opens up and those eyes peer out once more. There! That's what I'm selling.
What's the quality looking like on the dagger then?
The dagger in particular, it is not the most pristine dagger you've ever set your eyes upon, but it's certainly a level up from most stuff that passes through here.
Yeah. You can clearly see someone used it to cut apples.
What I'm trying to apply here is it looks as if it was forged from a bunch of scrap.
Mm.
And like worked to form a kind of fine points.
Now, giving someone tetanus isn't something I can do with my hands.
Hey, I assure you these things are clean. Forged them myself
Uh-huh. So then, how much for the dagger?
How much you got?
The tetanus dagger.
Let's see. I don't take it you'd be willing to part for a measly 100 zen, would you?
100? Please. I know my work's better than that.
Alright then, make your offer.
140. He says, squinting out at you.
That's not that far from 100.
So that's really, yeah, no, that was, for what he said, that's kind of a lot lower than I was expecting. Like, Spectre's gonna, like, genuinely, like, at the most god-awful, atrocious negotiating skills he's ever seen. He's gonna be taken aback for half a second and go, you know what, fuck it, sure. Like, he's not even gonna bother, he's just like, yeah, sure, okay.
He didn't even go for the full half increase. 40.
Okay, so he,
He's probably thinking he's so good at haggling now.
It's like,
So,
I thought he was gonna shoot up to, like, 250 or something.
41.
So, what happens here is all the slats retreat back into the store. All the weapons put onto them are also drawn in, and then a box shoots out from the middle slats and lands in front of you. Money there. Then they give you what you need.
Spectre places the money.
A long, thin iron rod picks up the box and drags it back in. It kind of gets stuck on the entranceway a little bit before he like corrects it. Like, God, okay, come on, just, and then he like forces it through a little bit. All right.
Well-oiled machine.
There's a little more fumbling around in the back of the shop. Another bit of clanging as some other things appear to fall from within. And then there's a pause. And then upon some rollers, a box with a what's it called? A wooden box slides out of a slat and into the basket in front of you. There you go. Thanks for the patronage. And then he shuts the he shuts the eye slat, and there's a little more rustling behind the door. Another couple crashing. Little more cursing. So go ahead and add a steel dagger to your inventory.
Nice.
You may be wondering why I bothered to purchase this. It's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
After all that has gone down, a couple of the neighboring stores, you realize were kind of just looking at you and what was going on between you and the weapon shop owner. Like, people had stopped in the center of the road looking at what was happening.
They got to see how bad
You
it was
about to
started.
get some volcano insurance.
Do any of you have something to say, or...?
A lot of the people start walking along. It becomes a lot more lively around you. People start murmuring. There's a barber shop next door to the weapon shop. There's a guy who's just been sat in a stool for as long as you've been there, and a guy walks out of a door to the right of the weapon shop. He's a fairly rotund fellow, kind of balding. he dips this set of scissors that he has in his hands in some disinfectant, and then goes back to the sky. All right, no, where were you? You just want to talk about your business expenditures, right? Yeah, and also, I kind of I kind of want to shave, please. Yeah. As the murmuring continues. If
The
you
audacity
could,
of buying a dagger in this town.
you could probably infer that the barbershop owner is also the weapon shop owner.
Yeah.
I just now got that.
So Sector's just gonna kind of stand there, just kind of watching everything happen, and then just shrug it off, tuck away the wooden box, and then just start walking back to the inn.
All right. Anything else that Spectre wishes to do?
When he gets to the inn, can he take a look around at just the people that are there?
Yep. A lot like earlier, there is a little old woman sat across from the inn in a chair reading a book. There's a couple of young, I guess, enterprising young men and women who are looking at another shop to the right of the inn. You can hear murmuring, we need to protect ourselves. We need something to do that. Right. Do you think whatever dragged away Arlo is gonna care about a fucking dagger? No, but still, it could help. You don't know. Alright. We're not those freaks that walked into town, We can't exactly hold our own against them.
Well, I mean, you're just asking me to do it. You're just asking me.
Of all the people who would hear this.
So, mutations popping, mask is slipping on.
There will be a death this episode.
The group of people who were gawking at the weapons store next to the inn, they feel a chilling presence behind them. Almost as if a shadow had overtaken their entire being.
How many people are there?
About half dozen, I want to say.
Jeez.
Half dozen people all looking at the in that group looking at the store.
Yep.
So one of them's gonna feel a kind of chill from their neck, and then it's gonna quickly slip down it's gonna quickly slip down their back and then flick off at the waist.
Okay, so a very normal-looking, very average-looking man with brownish hair, feels this, and he turns around. What does he see?
He doesn't see anything.
It's death. He's gonna see a light soon.
As he turns around, he sees absolutely nothing.
No one's there, or he's in an abyss.
No, no one's there. Nothing. Yeah, no one's there.
Okay, I had to double check.
How did
he's still alive? He's not him who killed him. Yeah.
What the hell was that?
And as he turns back around.
Oh yes, between the group of people that he was just within, everyone is now looking in the center of them. I assume Spectre is now standing there as this young man has turned back around towards the rest of the group.
Spectre is very aggressively leaned towards the man.
Fully mutated, by the way.
He turns around, When you're mutated, you're like a little taller, right?
Supposedly, yeah, but Spectre's also leaning in directly to the guy's face.
He makes eye contact with what he assumes is your neck, and then slowly pans up to meet where he thinks your eyes would be, only to see a fucking visor staring down at him.
Sure. His own reflection.
And he'd think he could see through the visor, but as he tries to look, there's just nothing behind it. Or the mask. There's just nothing behind it.
The man, now thinking he is staring down death itself, just lets out a... It's like a squeak.
Now, my dear. Who are you calling the freaks?
The rest of the group at this point is also backing away from you.
Some of the tendrils are gonna creep up behind them and kind of like lightly tap them back forward so that they can't back away.
I didn't say that. Who said that kind of thing? That's kind of rude to say to people.
And then Spectre is going to grab him by the arm, spin him around like a dance, and then strike a pose with him, sticking both their arms out at the same sticking their arms out at the same time and go, now my dear, yes, we are freaks. What about it?
He looks around, confused and terrified at what the fuck's happening to him. At
As a
this
matter
point,
of fact, I'd like to say I take it as a compliment. Once again, leaning into his face.
Oof.
On the I guess visor mask. For like a half split second, kind of lighting up on it, like a sharp grin appears. It's kind of flickering for a second.
Oh shit.
Okay. Spectre, make me a double dex check.
Double dex?
Oh, no.
Well, I'm mutated. Ah, lovely. 17.
Oh shit. That's a lot.
In an attempt to push himself away from you, the young man you've laid your tendrils upon, reaches for the mask and pushes himself back away from you. Like, all you see from the visor is just a whole bunch of, like, fingerprints and, like, the palms of his hands just, like, push out. But, you kind of just don't get shoved at all. In fact, the movement
Actually,
is...
can I...
Go ahead.
May I? So, the man successfully pushes himself back, but as he's kind of, turning his face back up, and he thinks he's pushed Spectre back, but as he's turning his face back up, he sees Spectre's directly in front of him once again.
Huh.
I want to say right now, if you could feel this man's heart rate, it would feel like a steam engine. Just
Might not be able to feel the heart rate, but he can certainly feel the fear.
Upon meeting your gaze once more, the man takes a step back. He's pale as a ghost at this point. No words even leaving his mouth as his eyes roll to the back of his head and he collapses.
Oh. Huh, that was faster than I thought that was gonna happen. Normally it takes a moment before that happens. Spectre kind of turns to the rest of the group, to the rest of the people that were around him, like, is he always like that? Just kind of points casually, as if nothing fucking happened.
The rest of the group panics, turns, and runs away.
Works for me.
As you turn back around, you are met with, below your eye line. You bump into something, but it doesn't move.
Inspector takes a step back and then looks.
The little old lady who was sitting upon the chair across from the inn looks up at you.
Problem?
Without even saying a word, she takes her cane and whacks you on the side of the head.
Oh.
That's no way
alright,
to treat.
fair enough.
That's no way to treat people. Who taught you your manners, young man?
Well, I'll take the young quite nicely. But, let's see... No one.
Oh, a wise guy, huh? I know how to deal with wise guys.
Ooh.
She goes back, teetering along back to her storefront.
Spectre's just gonna sit there waiting.
After about 5 minutes, she comes back, and she has a box in her hands. A very sizable looking box. It's like a, to give you a dimension here, it's about 2 feet wide, 8 inches. No, it'd be like, no. Yeah, I guess it would be like 3 feet long, a couple inches wide. Think like about the dimensions of I guess a bouquet?
Like a roller bag?
Yeah. I couldn't think of the proper thing to call it.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I was like, I can see a bouquet. A bouquet-sized box. Well, go ahead.
She looks towards you, and then like with a slight grin upon her face, opens the box, and out pops this weird looking kind of device. There's a bit of crystal upon the back of it.
What the fuck?
And,
I'm warning.
what's that meant to do?
She shoulders it, the device, wraps her finger around what looks to be a handle, and pulls a trigger.
Bruh.
Spectre, you are once more blinded.
Oh shit.
Your visor literally unable to help you see again.
Spectre's gonna want to turn away for a moment and then just shout, "How am I blind a second time? I can't see!"
Can't use weapons, but if I can blind people, it usually helps.
That is a fair line of thinking, old lady.
As you attempt to turn your visor back on, and it is not willing to your command at this point, a bunch of error messages pop up within your brain.
Ooh.
One of them in particular reads, Lux limit exceeded. Interior wiring shot.
So I'm just gonna keep trying to tamper with it and just go, how the hell?
Not the pop-ups.
The power of crystals is an amazing thing.
Huh.
You know what? I like your game. And Spectre's going to point to where the voice came from, because, you know. And Spectre's gonna like hope that that the old lady did somehow teleport behind him.
No, she's just she's still there. She's still an old lady, very frail looking, can't move very fast. But she did flashbang you enough for your entire visual cortex to be essentially fried for the moment.
Mm.
We may not be able to defend ourselves all that well, but we look out for each other. You hear a little bit of shuffling as she scoots past you towards the young man that you've scared near half to death.
I guess you describe what I see, except...
Yeah, I'm just describing what you hear. You hear her like propping somebody up against a light pole before like very lightly tapping at something. You assume it's like the man's face, very lightly, like she's like slapping him a little bit. No, dear, come on. It's not yet time to go to sleep. At the very least, go home. Can't leave you in the middle of the road like this. At this point, Spectre, after a little bit of fiddling, like 10 minutes just standing there, one of your left eye comes back to function after booting up. The left side of your vision is now, it's about as well as you remember it. Maybe a little fuzzy from the fucking flashbang that you just got subjected to. And you see
it works.
You see
enough.
Yeah, you see the little old lady shuffling the young man back into her store. He's like leaned upon her back. She looks back at you and sees that you're actually following them. Well, don't just stand there. Give an old woman a hand.
Frankly, I don't know what to feel right now.
No lip. Help me.
You know what? Sure.
In the very short amount of time that you've met this woman, she has gone from threatening you, to asking you to help. In the span of like 15 minutes.
And Spectre's not gonna help by properly propping up the man. Spectre's just gonna lift him, use tendrils and just pick him up.
The man who is at this point half conscious is like, oh, I'm flying. Yes, just through here. Set him on the bench over there. She opens the door, and then in her shop it's essentially just like a flower shop, but there aren't that many flowers, unfortunately, given where you are located. But what you do find down there in that room is what is there is very vibrant, almost unnaturally so. Like I'm talking like neon pinks and greens.
Huh.
You set the man down on the bench, and the little old lady shuffles in behind you and closes the door. Thank you for the assistance. Not quite who I used to be. Takes a while to move things around in here. I'm sure you can imagine. She shuffles past you as you're like contemplating your life choices that led you to this moment.
Yeah, I guess I can imagine it.
in the back of the shop, there is a very distinct whistling sound. Our actual people here will know that it's like a teapot going off. Oh dear, it's ready. It's taken shorter than it usually takes. She hurriedly shuffles along the floor and into the back of the room. Upon closer inspection of the shop around you, Spectre, you see there's a lot of photos lining the wall. A lot of them very old, like black and white, kind of Polaroid style photos. So, technology you haven't seen in a long time. You in particular, Spectre, because you are an enigma as far as age is concerned at this point.
Yeah.
There's no like hollow displays or anything like that. It's literally like old fashioned like mom and pa shop kind of feel. The whistling in the back stops, and you hear the pouring of a couple of drinks. The young man that you set on the bench near the store's entrance, he starts coming to, and then looks around very in a daze. Why have a Nan's shop? Ooh. And then he meets your gaze, and he like jumps up and back away from you as far as he can while sitting on the bench still. Like, why? Why are you here? Why am I here? What happened?
Let's see. You called me a freak. I took it as a compliment, and then you passed out.
He blinks a couple times and like rubs his eyes. Okay, well, why am I here? What happened? No, oh god.
You passed out. I'm pretty sure I said that one.
Well, you obviously didn't take me here. Where's Nan? What have you done with her?
Vector's just gonna gesture in the general direction that she walked.
Now, Carlos, I'm fine. The young man here helped put you in here. You know, despite appearances, he is rather polite.
Well, you did flashbang me.
Nan, come on, I told you not to use that. It's not... I had to. He didn't listen when I whapped him on the side of the head with my cane.
I barely felt that one, I'll be honest.
She shuffles along and sets this tray of silver dishes on the table beside you. I hope you don't mind tea. It is all we have currently in stock. And she pours from this silver kettle some very it's like a very neon purple liquid. It's clear, and it's very hot looking.
What kind of...
There's a lot of interesting things that grow from the lifeblood. These particular leaves are interesting, to say the least. They clear the mind and help revitalize the body. And then she takes a second cup and shuffles over to Carlos, who is still... His mind is still not exactly all there. But he takes
considering walking death is in the room with him as far as he's concerned.
Well, go on. Drink it. It's not poison, I can tell you that much.
I'll be honest, if it was poison, that wouldn't very concern me. It's just...
No lip. Drink it.
Oh.
She says, and she shuffles over back to the tray and picks up a cup for herself and pours more of this neon purple liquid. She takes a sip, and her shoulders relax, and she exhales this deep exhale, and then sits next to Carlos. You never gave me a name, young man. It's only polite to do so.
I suppose nowadays most people topside just call me Spectre.
Ooh, interesting name. She takes another sip and then motions for Carlos to do the same. Don't be rude. I guess and Carlos, the guy that you knocked out.
I didn't knock you out, you passed out.
I passed out from your mere presence. You were doing things.
That is a you issue.
From under her breath, the old lady chuckles. Ah, the joys of youth. Well, go on, Spectre. You've yet to even take a sip of the tea.
Spectre will shrug. Alright. And then try and take a sip.
Yep. Almost immediately as the liquid passes your gums and down your throat, it is very warm, but you are almost completely re-energized. A tingling sensation emanates from your core and outward. All your MP has been replenished.
That is unnatural.
It is natural. It came from the lifeblood itself. Gran, I don't think we should tell him about that. Oh, he's shy. He's a guest. He can know.
Please, go on.
To the north of the settlement lies a series of roots that exude light and purify anything that comes into contact with them. Sometimes, mysterious plants sprout from the lifeblood. We harvest those and turn them into various tonics and teas, as you can plainly see.
And you just assume they aren't going to kill you?
Nothing has that at this point. She, from her squinted visage and grin, she just looks up at you, and obviously it does wonders.
That is true.
Now then, Spectre, why are you here? I remember word spreading about a group of new blood showing up in town recently. And then the whole fiasco with Arlo almost getting taken. Ugh, horrid stuff.
Yeah, that's all horrid. We're here to solve the problem of...
And I tell ya, it's so interesting. It seems that the only people that have been taken are either marked or adjacent to marked.
So Spectre's gonna lean in slightly, like,
The only person that has been almost taken that doesn't have a mark is Arlo. I wonder why.
And you're sure he doesn't have a mark?
He's been here for, I want to say, almost 2 years at this point. He's very secretive, but he means well, I can tell. Although there was that stint about a year ago where he disappeared for about a week, but he came back all fine.
I'm just gonna let that one sit for a moment. Spectre says that out loud and just kind of motions his finger like in a circle, kind of like a loading. What's it?
Like a loading symbol. He was a little more. What's the word? A little more prickly after he came back, but who wouldn't be after a week out there? Who knows what horrors he saw?
Spectre's gonna look at the guy and just raise an eyebrow.
He shrugs like, I don't know. I barely know the guy either.
Well,
he-
I'll be sure to bring that up with Arlo then.
He does help though. Like he helps out with deals across the various settlements. Make sure we get a fair share.
Across the various settlements, how many of them are there?
It's hard to keep track, really. A couple of them fell over the years due to either monster influence or just, people leaving. There's gotta be this one. I think there's a 2 to the north. 5. I want to say 5. They're all rather spread out, and this is considered the hub of all that.
If this is the hub, then the rest of it must be, rather shit, so to say.
They're all good places in their own rights. It's just that we're closest to the lifeblood, so it makes purifying drinking water a lot easier.
That makes sense.
Although I guess with some of the marked being able to purify just like the lifeblood, that does help. We send those people out to the other settlements half the time. It's very dangerous to go between without a proper guide, though.
What do you mean some of the mark being able to purify like the lifeblood?
Oh, yes. I think the only person we have left in town who could do that is the young one, Grace.
The other person who flashbanged me, great.
She does her best. Although with all the happenings going on, people are uneasy. Grace especially doesn't really want to go and help. She doesn't want to leave the town for extended periods of time. The lifeblood may be there, but having somebody who can purify water on hand is very, very handy, as I'm sure you could tell. As I'm sure you could probably tell.
Yeah.
At this point, a half a dozen cuckoo clocks go off, dispersed around the store. Oh, it's already rather late out, it seems. The grandma, in a manner that you had not seen up until this point, jumps to her feet, like physically jumps to her feet and straightens her back. Now, youngins, I believe it is time for bed. And she swiftly walks to the door. Please come back anytime, though. I'll be more than happy to give you more tea. Carlos sets down the cup on the silver tray. Yep, thanks, Nan. Thank you. I appreciate it. And he very hurriedly leaves.
Spectre's gonna walk out at a slightly slower than average walking pace just because he's still fucking confused.
And on that note, Spectre, you see some of the group gathering around the inn in front of you, and that leaves us with Tala last. We'll take the scene to where Tala is.
Is there
Go get him, Tiger.
what counts as a scrapyard?
What counts as a scrapyard? Oh yeah. Next door to the place where Spectre got his dagger is a very familiar person, rotund man, balding, yada yada. He sat out in front and shoveling some scrap iron and metals into a furnace outside. And above this store is like what looks to be a trash can, overfilled with like rivets and nails, as a sign. Hey, what you doing there? Welcome. What can I help you with?
How do I want to phrase this?
Does Tallis say that in character, or is that Draco?
How do I want to phrase this? I'm going to go through the junkyard.
All right. That'll be a flat fee if you want to go through all of it. Got a time limit as well. For you look like you could do it fairly quickly. 30 minutes.
Okay.
All right. What are you looking for, Tala?
He just got a
Bike
job.
parts.
Bike parts. Ooh, okay. Given that you're very, very familiar with your own bike.
Yep, and the background he has in his origin town, he'd probably know his way around.
Go ahead and give me a willpower insight check.
Okay.
I'll make it kind of low. If you could beat an 8.
Okay.
I keep thinking of Scrap.
I'm going to spend my Fabula point.
Yep.
That's a 5.
Oh,
Damn.
And we always get
I rolled a 4 and a 1, so I was like, eh.
Yeah.
Much better. That's a 6 and a 5.
All right, you beat
There's
it.
11.
Okay, so upon what's it called? Upon sifting through a bunch of the scrap, you find what looks to be like a bunch of mangled golf clubs in a bag. There's a shopping cart that's cut into pieces, and then off in the corner, beneath another pile of scrap that looks to be like a couple of car doors, you see what looks to be a part of a motorcycle engine.
Ah.
Okay.
It's in rough shape. It's very rusted, but it's a motorcycle engine. And next to that, you see a couple of spark plugs.
Essentially, what I want to do is piece together a dirt bike. Something small and agile that would be able to go through, like, the tunnels.
That's a rather specific ask for what you found here. You got wheels from the fucking shopping carts. You got plenty of extra metal to attach. You got the engine and spark plugs. After you pick up like all that you found and like set it aside, you feel a tap on your shoulder. Hey, time's up. If you want to go for longer, it'll be another 40 zenith.
You went up.
I'm sorry?
You went up. It was 13.
Oh yeah! Of course I went up. You're going through this quicker than I thought you would.
Because I know my way around?
Yeah, why it's going. Okay. 35. Take it or leave it. For another 30 minutes.
He's just gonna raise an eyebrow.
Hour. For another hour.
Okay.
Could not build a bike in an hour.
to at least find the parts for it.
Yeah.
So,
I can maybe just make it outside the inn.
True.
So after a lot more sifting through parts, you find yourself you want to call it a bike seat, but it's seen better days. It's kind of like ripped in half down the center. You find like actual bike wheels that are buried beneath another set of like car parts. You see some exhaust pipes, very big like Harley exhaust pipes. For your time that you've given and the money you've paid, you find most everything you need to make a dirt bike. The only exception would be something like an ignition.
Okay.
Ignition and like a gas tank.
Okay.
The portly man looks over and sees you. You've laid out essentially just the skeleton of a bike out on the side, and his eyes grow wide. Huh. You did that incredibly quickly. Who are you, lad?
Someone who
How'd you
knows
end up
his
down
bikes.
here? Obviously. Say, how about I pay you premium Zenit to do this for me on the weekly?
I would not be able to do it on the weekly.
Well, why not? Is it the pay? I can give you more pay.
No, it's not that.
What? I'm offering at least 50 Zenit.
I have other things I have to do.
He looks down a little dejectedly. Oh, okay. Why are you making this again? You didn't exactly specify why you wanted bike parts.
As I begin hauling it away, it's thinking time.
He scratches his balding head as you walk away. Just thinking time. He turns around. Isn't that all the time? Why is it not? And as you walk away from this situation, you see a very confused and befuddled Spectre being led outside of a flower shop in front of the inn. And the rest of the group stood out in front of the inn as well. Everyone else, you see Tala hauling around bike parts, and a lot of them. He's got like wheels at his sides. He's got like a satchel on his back.
Oh. Hello. Do any of you have an ignition? Or something to use as a gas
What?
tank? An ignition? Or something to use as a gas tank?
On their
Although,
body?
maybe I don't need that. Higgins looking down, putting like the hand on the chin. We still have that mana crystal, yes? From way before with the amp. Good. I have an
Think so.
idea.
Okay. What are you doing with all the...
Trixie tilts her head as she sees you approach with the bike parts.
Yeah.
Well, Ken looks at it.
This is the Amps crystal, right? It would be a kind of reddish orange color. Actually, no. Wait. The Amp crystal kind of disintegrated, didn't it?
Yes,
Giving
it
remnant
did.
pieces of it.
I'm pretty sure it burned out. Though technically your idea could still very well work. I'm saying this out of character. Your idea could still very well work as long as you just fucking harvest enough of the things.
True.
Ooh.
So Viviana pulls out from her bag a vial with what remains of the Amps crystal. Small flakes of whitish, feathery substance.
This is all I have, but you can make it work.
Yes. Instead of an ignition and gas tank, we could have it powered by mana itself.
Hmm.
almost like your magic tech.
Ah,
I've never tried it with magic tech.
If
Selling
this
myself
is
just fine with gasoline, but
if this is going to be a thing, I'll go ahead and make this a group project.
ooh,
Okay.
okay.
Let me go reread all of the.
that's fine. We could. I didn't expect to be able to pull it off in like one night. So
Okay. Funny enough, there is a thing in the example that just says Magitech motorcycle.
fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. This will be a. What do you want the bike to be able to do?
Well,
it needs a magical windshield to protect from air damage.
For a bike?
Yeah.
Underground?
Stallion's a bit more of a chopper.
Yeah. So
So
If
he
you
probably
want-
this one to
if
be
you
a
want
lot
this
more.
to be a dirt bike that could carry like maybe 2 people at most.
Yeah, it'd be more of like a multi-terrain.
Okay, so I'll make that a minor potency project for 100 zenith of the base cost.
Which I literally
Uh,
just spent
that you
65
spent for
already.
the parts. Yep. You want this to be a small thing or individual thing. An individual could only carry 1 person. Small can carry a group.
How many twinkle lights can it carry?
Does it have one of those side seats that attaches to the bike?
That would work a little bit more with the chopper, the
Yeah.
stallion. Dirt bike's a lot more acrobatic.
Okay, so
So
we'll just
maybe
settle-
2 people at
Okay.
most.
I'll have it be a multiplier of 1.5 because the multiplier for small is just as a group. That could mean anywhere from 2 to 4 people. So just setting it down to 2 seems fair.
Okay.
And you want this to be, I assume, a permanent thing, right? A permanent thing that doesn't like break after a single use.
Yeah.
It disintegrates after one ride.
Okay, so after all that multiplying, that comes out to a total cost of 650 zenith for the project.
And that's already equating for the 65 spent.
Without. So subtract that from the total cost.
So how much was it?
650.
Okay. And if Viviana's thing, I have ability reduces this by 100.
You can reduce it by 100.
I'm just enjoying the air.
That's alright.
It scales with a certain ability, but right now it's 100.
Okay, if I
Okay,
subtract
okay.
100, I quite literally need 90 zenith.
To cover the
finish
rest of
it.
it.
After
You know what?
all of that, the cost is
Because-
485, and Tala's sitting with 395.
With Viviana's
Whoa.
help and the group's assistance, because Viviana bought those parts earlier on this journey, like all the wiring, all that stuff, I can go ahead and deduct the rest of the cost off of that.
Alright.
Yay!
So I'm
I
dropping
just need
all.
some time.
Yeah, I'm spending all my zenith then.
Unless anyone wants to chip in as well, and like help the price.
Sure, I can give 95.
Okay.
If you'd
So
like.
that reduces the price total to about 390, I think.
Reduce it to 90. Okay.
No, to 390 total. I'm just
Yeah.
before so that if anyone else was to chip in.
Okay.
You ain't getting shit from Spectre.
Yeah, I figured.
All right.
So with that is the entire cost met. This is a
Yep.
minor project. It is permanent. So
That is 5 minutes left.
you'll create a Magitech dirt bike
Mm.
that can hold 2 people at most.
Imagine 5.
I'll go ahead and make that a 3-day project.
Okay.
Okay.
You got some smart people on your side, people that know what they're doing. So
And he also has a background of mechanics.
yeah, you included in the people that know what they're doing.
Can he use it while it's being worked on?
No,
What if
I'll
you
say that right now.
You could run
What-
tests, but that not quite using it.
and then like you roll a die, and if it rolls bad, you like break it.
You know what?
Crazy.
I like that.
Let's see.
If the bike is needed earlier before its completion and you wish to use it, I'll have you roll a d12, or actually equal to your willpower or insight, whichever is higher. And if you roll higher than half of that die, it will
I
not
have
break.
D8 down the board.
So anyone that wants to use the bike will roll their insight or willpower, whatever's higher. And if you roll higher than half, it does not break. If you need to use it before it is completed.
Yo, stakes.
What's the point in requiring a specific dice if all you need to do is roll higher than half?
Because
Oh, that's
the
true.
insight and willpower thing is just like the. I guess that's a good point. Fuck.
I guess it's just.
Yeah,
I want-
it's just-
like it's not
for-
quite chicken out here.
I think it's just for character sauce. That's what it is.
Yeah, what he said. Okay, so with that, the group has found themselves back together at the inn. Tala and the rest, Tala, Viviana, and I assume maybe Basil are helping here.
I'm sorry. Facile. So, who's working on this project?
This intention.
Oh, that's who. You know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and bed. I think I've had a little too much to drink tonight. And then he walks
You're
away.
working on this? No, thank you.
As you walk away and go into the inn, refusing to help Viviana, Trixie will speak up. She paid for your tab, you know.
I slowly I slump and then slowly start walking back compared to my face pace walking away. Let's see. But when he sits down, he's like, I guess I just say it to Vivian, but I'm not sitting next to you.
Fair enough.
you tried to kill me tonight. That's kind of uncool, if you ask me.
Okay, I'm sorry, but
Oh, you're
I
sorry.
should
You're sorry.
explain,
You're sorry,
explain
but
everything. Yes, there's more to why I did it, okay?
You know,
I have a lot of things that I need to talk about.
Her heart was at war with itself. Viviana or Trixie speaks up.
I don't mean to sound selfish, but that was like to my expense as well. So I don't know. You can tell me what's going on then, right? I think I'm at least owed that.
Yeah, of course. Will you remember any of this in the morning? So, I don't want to say anything and forget,
Let's see. I remember any of this in the morning? Is that what you said?
You are
How
you are
did
better than
visit
your
it
normal
on
scales are.
You also said you were drunk.
He's like rubbing his temples because he is still clearly, well, to him, he's aware that he is still kind of drunk, but trying to sober up a little bit. Yeah, but I mean, what does that even have to do with you wanted to shoot me? I thought maybe I'm just not understanding it clearly.
More like she wants to tell you, but then, like, when you're at a state where you'll remember.
Well, I guess that's fair, but I guess we're gonna be working on this project then. And he starts like fake using the screwdriver on the bike.
You want to try to do it the other way. That one just looks like you're wanking.
Oh, wait, shoot. Let's see. And now he's like drunk but locked in with that bike.
A craftsman who works well when they're drunk. What a trope.
Oh yeah, it's late night work. We've done this before.
So we'll go ahead and wrap up here. To those of you who are helping, if you wish to use your camp activity during this long rest for the project in some way or shape,
Let's see.
you could go ahead and select that for your long rest activity.
Is this different from the
Long
group activity?
This is a
The separate
so for say you use the midnight oil camp activity,
yeah.
you'll take an entire day off of the project completion.
Okay. But if I'm talking about like when we do like a short rest, is this the kind of activity you're talking about?
No, it's the camp activities section.
It's the long rest one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
we have it pinned in the chat.
Yeah, it's pinned
Just regular
in
chat.
this. Let me just. I guess I don't need to.
Okay.
I feel sorry for whoever's trying to sleep near us.
To be fair, they do live in a section of the town that has a scrap a scrap supplier, a barber shop, and a weapon shop, all next door to each other.
What we're doing is like ASMR to them.
All right, everyone gets choose your camp activity, if you so choose.
Yes, I'll do midnight oil.
Basil's probably doing midnight oil, right? I mean, I have to. It's in the story.
Viviana as well.
I'm in exploration. Spectre needs to go take a fucking walk after what just happened.
Just so you know,
After
Mike
the
is
Lord
thinking
dump from
time.
after the Lord dump from the old woman.
Spectre needs to go like impale some rats or something.
He's gained power back.
Hey, they make good protein.
Oh.
Okay.
I rolled a 6.
Nice. You regain 3 IP, and you gain Zenith equal to your character level times 50. You go out and you go on a tear on this rat
I kill a
population
lot
nearby.
of fucking rats.
And in doing
Oh,
so,
that's a lot of money. Holy shit.
yeah. I want to say that you got your money from a couple of people that were out and like restocking some of the like caches around the town.
Let's just say that restocking didn't go so well.
Yeah, and for help, for your help in destroying the rats that were plaguing them. You got a lot of money from them. Okay, so that's 3 people.
And a little
burning...
extra on top from their pockets that they did not intend to give.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Just for the sake of it, come on. You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's 3 people burning midnight oil. Somebody going out and impaling rats. That leaves Twinkle Light.
What? I was completely zoned out.
Camp activity.
Camp activity for your long rest.
Yes.
3 of us are working on the bike. One's going off to kill pests.
And make money.
Oh, I heard that one.
Kill might be an understatement. You fucking massacred those things.
Inspector's built up a pile that's the size of the fucking slime creature.
God.
Out of boredom.
Out of boredom, and also it's effectively his way of pacing around to think.
That's what the bike is for.
Okay, wait. I
Well-
also just realized, since 3 of you burned midnight oil, and you all chose to help with this project, the bike is fucking done.
So forget the mechanic we talked about earlier.
Boom.
It looks great. I can't
What are you
believe
thinking there,
Right.
that vibe?
I think I'm going to do the Mac lesson and just subtly slide over a shot of espresso to somebody.
They just
Oh.
have it.
Choose a single spell among those you know. Once before your next rest, the target may perform the spell action to cast that spell that you choose. They still pay the cost and perform the magic check as needed. What spell are you giving them?
I only have one. The rest are inventory actions.
Go fast.
Hey,
Wait,
perfect.
wait. You're giving one of us the haste spell.
Yes.
For free for their use. They still have to pay
For
any
your
empty
use, you
costs.
can take that shot by paying 10 MP.
I could tell that Draco really wants this.
I can see the gleam in his eyes.
You can have
His
it.
bruise,
You
so.
get it, man.
It just dawned on me like what spell you had available. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Jay, I know you're itching
Good
to
choice.
for that narrative to use that in the narrative too.
So
Good choice, huh?
who would like the shot of espresso?
I think we've
Well,
all determined who really wants it.
Basil starts slowly reaching for it. I mean, if
Honestly,
no one-
like, listen, I'll take it if you guys are fine with it.
absolutely.
But
yeah,
if one of you guys do want it,
what is it?
feel
Nah.
free.
Nah.
Also, keep in mind,
We are
you're
a
just
team in this.
If you get to cast this, you can technically cast it on someone else if you really feel
Yeah.
like it.
it's essentially giving the haste spell for anyone else to cast.
Yeah.
You don't need to necessarily use it on yourself,
Oh.
right? There's no
Well-
stipulation for that.
Okay. Well, if you use it on
There's no
yourself,
stipulation, but damn, it feels good.
So I'd have to look at the wording for. I'd have to look at the wording for the haste spell.
yeah. So is
No,
it
you
not
can
as
use the haste spell on
beneficial?
whoever.
Okay.
I'd say Viviana.
Okay.
She might have
Viviana-
already reserves.
Already kind of taken care of.
She already has the
Yeah.
haste
She can haste
spell.
too. She can cast it twice.
Okay.
Target one creature which can target yourself.
Yes.
So that leaves between Basil, Tala, and Inspector.
Spectre's a little busy.
Right.
Yep. I'll hand it
Busy
over
cut.
to Tala because we all know he needs that morning dew. A little pick me up right before battle.
Let's see. If you want it to narratively fit for Basil, he'll say like, you know what? I'm good. I don't think I want to be casted haste all of a sudden.
You know you liked it.
As he stumbles and falls over drunk.
You know what's ironic? I think coffee is one of the one of the ways that people fight
Like hangover.
hangovers.
Yeah. Oh, but that.
Okay, who's getting it? Is it Tala?
Yep, I'll
Yes.
give it to Tala.
All right.
Okay, go ahead and add to your character sheet a one-time use of the haste spell.
Does he need to burn?
It's called acceleration if you're looking for it in the book.
Right. I was gonna ask
But
does
we
he...
keep calling it haste because we all know what we're talking about.
How much is the MP?
10. Or, sorry, 20. I know how to
It's
words.
20. Oh, geez. Okay.
Would he be using up the action to cast it, and then still just have one turn?
I
You would
guess-
have another action on the same turn if you cast it on yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he could still have like the 2 actions when he casts it, so it's not
Yeah.
kind of like just one turn.
Yep.
Okay.
So you slam it, then punch somebody, and then you punch somebody twice because now you're fast.
All right. And with that, it's nearing that time where we can wrap it up.
All right.
Yep.
Why don't we
I
start
was not expecting to
our...
be hit with that, Zeke.
That was good.
Like, just to be clear, before you hit me with the old grandma, I was about to, because they were looking for weapons, Spectre was about to do that thing where he scares the shit out of them, and he was just gonna drop the knife in the guy's hand, and then move on with his day. And then go, there you go, there's your weapon. And then he was gonna fucking
You're
move
looking
on.
for a weapon, huh? You need a weapon? I'll show you a weapon real good, real close and personal. Here you go. Bye.
I'm glad I'm glad I can surprise even you, Pikachu.
I'll tell you what. Vassal, Viviana, and Tala could do like RP in the RP chat.
Yeah, when you get a
Until
chance.
next- Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. I'll
So,
probably-
go ahead and begin your votes for the extra XP.
bro, when
I have
I
it
think-
written down here that last time we played, the person who got MVP was Tala. Embodiment goes to Basil. So you cannot vote for them in their respective categories this week.
It was so fun though. I feel like everyone deserves MVP for. Or no, embodiment for this session.
Y'all did fantastic.
I feel like, what's it? Viv and Twinklelight deserve it a little more.
What is it? Theirs is really
Hey,
good.
remember, this is a voting process.
Right.
Send me the votes.
Wink.
I said multiple names.
Okay.
Also, how the fuck are we doing an MVP?
Well,
That's up for you guys to decide.
What is that?
I mean, I thought about giving it to Tala because he was adding a group commodity with his little role play.
Tala had the previous one.
Yep.
Oh, for MVP. Okay.
Okay, just send me your votes whenever you have them.
Okay.
That is the wrong person. I am sending that to
Wait, who had
Draco.
embodiment again?
Embodiment last time was Basil.
Okay.
You sent the vote to the wrong person.
I was typing it to Draco. Frankly, I'm surprised I called that. I'm surprised I didn't fuck it up.
MVP.
And then the rest of us just get, what was it? 5?
Yep.
Yeah. And then I get additional one for Fabula.
Embodiment.
When they want to vote the same thing for MVP, which is Zekos.
I once again find myself the need to level up because I forgot to.
He.
Hell yeah.
I basically did that before session because it's like, oh, it's been a month and I'm at level 14 tonight. Am I all leveled up? I don't remember. I had 1 HP, so I definitely did. I just don't know
If
if
I did it
went to
correctly, if I did my math correctly, I should be level 14 now.
Nice.
That sounds correct.
That's where I'm at.
but I am currently level 12.
Oh,
Oh,
Or like late level 12.
Yeah, that'll
why?
that'll do it.
I keep
are you low?
forgetting to level up over the week. And a lot of my abilities don't rely on exact levels because it's rolling either for potion with random effect or out of my cooking book that
Your
doesn't
health.
scale.
Oh, no.
Let's see. Not by too much.
I mean, it does if you
It
pick
is
the right
helpful.
class.
Yeah. You got like one more.
It just the classes I have don't scale, so it doesn't. I forget about
Yeah.
it. They've got a lot of good upfront abilities, but they do not scale.
Right. Some more cooking later. And I know how my votes look, Zeke. Just please go with it.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll flip a coin for that first one, and whatever the
Hmm.
coin chooses will be your votes. How about that?
Okay. I put two.
someone
people
could
on
not
one.
make up their mind, huh?
No.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's fairly clear cut, as far as I'm aware. So,
Uh-oh.
embodiment with 3 votes goes to Viviana.
Mm. Mhm.
Noise.
MVP goes to Twinkle.
Mm.
Woo!
Yay.
Yeah. I also didn't roleplay a lot this session too, so
You did
Yeah,
get
but
to
you
grab
made
a bike.
fucking bike. Just to be clear, you would have gotten MVP if we. I'm like 90% certain you would have gotten MVP if we physically could have.
yeah.
I'll take it.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Remember, these extra XP from the votes, I think it's 2.
Yeah. On the Draco, we both
Yep.
of us gets 1 more XP though because of the Fabula point thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep track of your Fabula points usage.
We are both back at 1.
Never.
Okay. You're not keeping track of your level, so I don't know what to expect from you at this point.
I keep track of my level. I just don't level up.
Just level up to level 14 or some shit. It sounds about right.
Well, I'm level 14 with a remainder of 4. So
That seems reasonable. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're all
and-
gonna
and
hit
I
level
know
15
exactly what I
anyways,
am.
and
I
then...
just haven't leveled up.
Yeah.
Just a reminder for everybody, when you hit level 15, you will no longer gain experience.
Oh yeah, because that's
There's a
our-
hard
Yep.
cap.
right.
So we're gonna be set at 15 with 0 XP.
Yes.
It's like one of those Nuzlocks.
There was talks of letting you keep XP from sessions, but that would mean
But that would
y'all,
mean we level up every session.
yeah, for the rest of this campaign.
Yeah.
All right.
I will make up the lack of roleplay with the RP chat though.
Oh yeah. Let me stop the video here.
Fantastic work,
Yippee,
everybody. This
heroic
was
skill.
this was incredibly fun. I can't wait to listen back in on this one.
I know.
I think my favorite
Indeed.
part was just acting was the shit with Spectre.
That was great.
It went from like all like serious and stuff, and like actual like progression with fucking Twinkle and Viviana, and then into just like what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, but the thing is, here's the thing. You got progression.
Yeah. I was like, well, wait. he
I
fixed
now know where to
progression
go
into
as a player. I just don't know
A
how.
motherfucker,
College
a motherfucker is getting interrogated later. Let's just say that much.
Yeah. As a player, I know what's happening next. As Tala does not have this knowledge yet.
this. Mm.
Yeah, because Spectre kind of went out and did his thinking in his own way. Didn't even tell the rest of the group about what he heard. Just
Spectre was just gonna do some. Spectre wasn't even intending on getting information. Spectre was just doing a little trolling.
I had messaged Zeke asking
And-
if this was if it was living on his mother, living hidden in plain sight, and it was no.
Hmm.
Yeah, no.
It was a good guess.
Yeah.
I thought about
Show
that,
us
but I was like,
what-
not quite.
I was getting like Yoda
Dang, how did the
vibes.
blind person get blinded twice down here?
Hey, man, fucking light crystals. How the fuck they work?
Yeah, you just have to look. You can buy all these crystals, and then you can sell them to your friends, and then they can buy the crystals and sell them to their friends.
Yeah, great work, everybody.
It was. It was like watching like the walls. What happened inside the walls of Ba Sing Se kind of episode.
Otherwise,
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, because we each had like our own little episode.
Mm.
not so much
Yeah?
Tala.
From the vine,
Tala was a little short there.
all
What was
the
it?
solo,
I went in,
Nah,
got a jump
no.
got some-
tiny shells and drifting in the foam.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, there's so
You're the one that has a
Honey,
cherry
fucking
tree
boy.
for his on his profile pic.
Oh yeah, isn't it awesome?
I don't remember what mine is.
Alright. I'm gonna stop.